basketball. Chris Webber, to me, is the premier power forward center in college basketball today. He's an awesome presence in scoring, rebounding, and blocking shots. And tonight it is a must for Michigan that he stay out of foul trouble.
Steve Fisher's club loves to run. There goes Jalen Rose. They'll kill you with the transition game.
Michigan relies on a transition game, and it's really going to be essential for them to get solid point guard play because they can't turn the ball over against the Indiana defense, which is a signature of the Bobby Knight system.
Chaney off the screen, buried it.
It's really important for Indiana to shoot well tonight, and to make that happen, they have to lay some unbelievable screens to get their number one option, Calvert Chaney, free for his sweet shooting J.
Holy cow, what a game, and just what we expected.
It's unbelievable, baby! This is super sensational!
Welcome to Chrysler Arena, where a sellout crowd of more than 13,000 will see number 6 Indiana face second-ranked Michigan for a share of the Big Ten lead. Let's take a look at the McDonald's lineup. The key for the Hoosiers tonight could be keeping Michigan off the boards. Sophomore Alan Henderson has used his quickness inside to average almost 11 rebounds a game. Bob Knight, now in his 22nd year at Indiana, only the 15th coach in history to win 600 games. Tonight, coaching in Indiana, he goes for number 500. For Michigan, 4 of the Fab Five are healthy and starting. Juwan Howard may be the most overlooked talent in the country. He had 20 rebounds against Wisconsin. Steve Fisher, in his 4th full year as head coach at Michigan, after succeeding Bill Frieder, he's established himself as one of the best in the country. Last year, these teams, of course, played the home-and-home series in the Big Ten at Indiana. It was the Hoosiers by 15. Damon Bailey and Calvert Chaney each had 22. But it was another story when they played at Michigan, because Michigan won it by 8. Chris Webber, although he didn't score that much, had 18 rebounds.
Damon Bailey starting tonight, Mike, a key player last year. He got the 3 ring signs, 0-0-0 at Michigan, and they lost. 22 big ones when they won by 15 at Indiana. Will the real Damon Bailey perform tonight?
A sellout crowd and a tremendous atmosphere here in Ann Arbor.
It's been building like a heavyweight championship. I mean, this is Marquee Madness. The hotel lobbies everywhere.
Chaney misses the first shot. Rose on the run. 3-on-2 to King.
Oh, already, baby. Here they go, the Wolverines.
It took him about 3 seconds to get the first fast break.
What a transition layup. Incredible speed and quickness. Now here's Indiana's got to quiet him down.
Henderson with a long-range shot. Nover got a hand on it, knocked out of bounds. It will be out to Indiana.
What a thing of beauty watching the Michigan running game. This possession off the glass by Jalen Rose. That's the kick to Jimmy King. Up, and away.
Damon Bailey will inbound.
Really important for Indiana to make the perimeter shot. They have to break the Michigan defense down with at least 5 passes.
Jimmy King is trying to guard Chaney. They go low to Nover against Webber.
Nova's become a big-time scorer. Had a big game against Kentucky.
At 29, a career high. Bailey with a 3. Webber with a rebound. And Indiana has been sensational with its 3-point shooting so far this year.
The last 2 games, they've really put it up better than 20 times versus the first 13. Only took 13 attempts.
Howard backs it out with Nover on him. This is King, and now back to Jalen Rose to reset it.
Henderson playing against Webber. We have speed against power.
Well, with Webber and Howard down low, tough to get rebounds against these guys.
Juwan Howard's an excellent passer.
Couldn't get the roll on that shot, and here comes Indiana. Chaney is so smooth.
They need a big day out of Chaney. The last 2 games, he's had 14 points.
Chaney will drive from 3, and Indiana can't buy one. Henderson, offensive rebound. First bucket for the Hoosiers.
He's an agile player. He's turnover on the inbounds of the basketball.
So Indiana gets the ball back. 18-14 to go, first half. Just underway from Chrysler Arena. Number 2 against number 6.
It's amazing. They make a few free throws. Indiana can be in here unbeaten and maybe number 1. 18 for 36 against Kentucky, 4 for 13 against Kansas in their 2 losses.
And they are shooting under 70% as a team from the line. Very unlike an Indiana team under Bob Knight.
Bosco playing against Chaney. Chaney should be a little too quick for him.
Bosco caught up with him that time. Bailey, nice bounce score. Bounce pass to Greg Graham.
That's Indiana basketball. Cut without the ball, go to the goal. Excellent 2-man game.
Bosco starting because Jackson is injured. He's got some range.
Bosco was big in their win over Cincinnati last year in the NCAA tournament semifinals. Scored 9 big points after they were down by 7.
For the season, he's shooting less than 30% from three-point range, but he can hit them.
He had 2 big threes against Indiana here last year.
Henderson with a turnaround baseline jumper, got another one.
He's going to make Weber have to guard him defensively. He is really looking to score, something he has not done the latter part of the season so far.
He has 4 of Indiana's 6. Here comes a 3 going back the other way, and Henderson with another rebound. Almost stolen. It is stolen by Rose. Great anticipation, and the pass didn't have enough snap on it.
Steve Fisher told me yesterday, out of all the players he's ever coached, that Jalen Rose has the best instincts of any player he's coached. And that includes Glenn Rice, Ramil Robinson.
Weber misses a 3, and if you're unfamiliar with Michigan, Weber is their best three-point shooter.
That amazes me. I'd rather see him down in the boxes inside.
Grant, nice body control to get it home.
He's athletic. He's got good speed and quickness. Went to the bench the last 2 games because Bobby Knight was really upset with the play defensively of Graham and Bailey against Kentucky.
Graham has hit 50% or better in his last 10 games.
Weber's got to go down inside. He's got to go down to the boxes.
Howard, the 6'9" sophomore, hits the jumper.
Had a big game against Wisconsin. 18 points, 20 rebounds.
Has a great work ethic. Indiana's hit its last 4 after missing its first 4.
Indiana's got to pass the ball 3, 4, at least 5 times with each possession in a half-court game. You can break down a young team defensively. You can make them get impatient.
Jalen Rose with a reach-in foul.
Michigan is such a dominant team on a glass. If you don't make your shot really can and get excellent execution and offensive efficiency with each possession, you're really in trouble.
Nover with a high-arcing jumper. Michigan averaging nearly 12 rebounds a game, more than the opposition. That's a heck of a margin.
I thought Nover shot the ball too quickly.
Another 3 from James Bosco.
That really hurts you when the complimentary players are knocking down threes.
10-8 Michigan. Everything we thought we'd have so far.
Indiana's got to get more movement. Bailey shooting the ball too quickly. Shooting the ball too quickly. The Michigan likes that.
Rose baseline against Graham. Little line drive jumper missed. Here's Henderson.
Henderson allowed to rebound inside because Weber's playing on a perimeter.
It's his 4th rebound in the first 3.5 minutes of the game.
Let's see, there's 1 pass. Now 1 pass and a shot. That's not their basketball.
Henderson very short, and Bob Knight up off the bench. He agrees with you, Dick. Henderson got back out. Piece of it, but Weber jams anyway.
Weber is so quick from the floor and taking the ball to the goal. He has the quickest bounce off the floor, like the Spalding little pink ball. Boom. Boy, does he bounce off the floor, Mike.
And here's nearly a steal by Jimmy King. We've got a timeout. 14:57 to go first half. Michigan by 4 over Indiana.
Sunday night today, it's Real Classics. Sunday. Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Why strain yourself with exercises like these when you can get results like this? Why look like this when you can look like this? The most effective waist trimming machine on the planet just got even better, and you'll never have to get on the floor again. Introducing John Abdo's Abdur Extreme program that offers you an ironclad promise that you'll lose at least 3 inches off your waist and at least 10 pounds in 30 days or less.
It makes me feel good.
The totally redesigned Abdur Extreme
Comes fully assembled right out of the box. All you have to do is just slip on the armbar. You gotta love that.
The Abdur Extreme is easy and works fast. It targets all 4 sides of your waist at the same time, working your entire midsection, including your core and love handles, and strengthening your back to give you incredibly fast results.
I lost 11 pounds, 18 pounds,
17 pounds.
7 inches, 14 pounds, 3 inches, 13 pounds.
The Abdur Extreme comes with 3 routines: the Fat Burner, 6-pack attack, and a special back and spinal conditioning routine. Plus, your 30-day Extreme Challenge guidebook with helpful eating suggestions and exclusive online access to the Abdur website where John coaches you for extreme results. This is a no-risk offer. We're so confident we're willing to let you try it in your home for 30 days free. Even the shipping is free. You've got nothing to lose. This is easily affordable for everyone. And don't forget to ask how you can get the triple-headed back massager, a $55 value absolutely free. This is our best deal ever.
Anytime you do anything to improve your health and appearance, you know you're doing the right thing, the smart thing. So do this for yourself right now. Don't hesitate any longer. Don't sit around and think about it. Otherwise, you may not ever do it. Millions of people around the world can't be wrong. Become a doer today and call now.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
I am a professor of possibility. I teach envy. I am the power, the fury, and an athlete airborne. I dance on decks. I take orbit. I make machines fly. I am a carpenter. Watch me nail it. Winter X Games 11 continues tonight at 9:30 with Snowmobile Snowcross and the Men's Skiing Superpipe Final, live from Aspen on ESPN. It only happens here.
5:03 gone in the first half. It's Michigan by 4.
Indiana really has not operated with precision other than this possession. We're going to see him drive the gap here, and we're going to see a backdoor cut, and the defense is going to stare at the ball, and we're going to see a layup in the executionary half-court game. Freeze it. There's the backdoor cut, has the layup, the quick baseline drive for the open layup. Indiana has not been executing well offensively, and that's why you see them shooting 4 for 11, and I'm sure that's why he got the timeout. I wanted to speak to him.
Back to your point about shooting too quickly. You're used to seeing Indiana run multiple picks and setting up good shots. They're not doing it.
Exactly, Mike. Poise and patience. Here's another quick shot. He nails that one, though, Chaney.
Chaney drains that one, and the lead is cut back to 2.
He has become one of the top seniors in America. No doubt he and Allen Houston, I believe, are 1-2 as the senior class.
Jimmy King left alone, and Nover gets the rebound.
See, Indiana doesn't want to go up and down the floor in transition with Michigan.
Here we go again. Graham with the first shooting opportunity.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. See, now this plays into their hands. Gets
3 on 1.
That's Michigan's game. You shoot quickly, they rebound. 3 on 1, get the numbers and get the deuce.
The key is if you shoot quickly, you better make them.
And if you want to really chart and get into efficiency, Michigan wants to score at least 60% of the time in their transition game.
Nover. Bailey, who has a tremendous 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio. Chaney gets up so quickly off the ground.
Well, they do a little isolation for Chaney. They move the ball with 3 or 4 passes, get him into an isolation, 1-on-1, hits the little jumper.
Power inside, Juwan Howard.
He has really quick feet on the boxes inside. An excellent low post player who favors going to his left. As the first real screen I saw was by Nova.
The lead is back to 4.
They're going to pull up a Sloan screen 45 and get some screens like they used to do with Sloan. Oh, there's a nice screen. Nice curl move.
Chaney got caught after turning behind it. Double clutched. Good defense inside by Michigan.
You notice one shot, Indiana. This is the one area you think you can really hurt Michigan is in a hot game, and they get a good two-man play to Howard, and he converts.
Juwan Howard now has half a dozen. He's averaging 14-5. And Bob Knight is going to get Chris Reynolds in the ball game.
Excellent defensive player. They missed Henderson on a little curl move. Today, in addressing his team at a meeting, he said, let me tell you this. Bad enough in 40 minutes, we're going to get hurt with some offensive rebounds, transition layups. In a half-court situation, we have to play them tough and not allow any lob passes for layups, backdoor cuts, or drives to the goal. If we do allow those, we're complicating matters.
Fouls on Jimmy King. Damon Bailey will come out. Chris Reynolds, who has been on a shooting tear. He's hit 17 of his last 21 field goals has come in. Like Bailey, an excellent assist-to-turnover ratio.
Yeah, not a shooter at all. Those numbers are misleading. They're all layups in transition.
Exactly. Nover with a long-range jumper, and he hit it. Nover has really developed some range. He was really helped with that tour of Europe with the Big Ten All-Stars this year.
He's become a better offensive player. He's had to with the loss of Eric Anderson. Could be an offensive foul on Weber. No, they
called him a travel. It was going to be one or the other. He really muscled his way in there. Only the second Michigan turnover, and that's been one of their problems this year, Dick, with the turnover.
We're going to watch him isolation down inside. There is Weber trying to post. They're going to try to double. He likes to spin to the right. He walked before the contact. Good call. Excellent officiating through.
There's Henderson giving up about 30, 35 pounds down low. Indiana with the ball down by 4, and Graham threw it behind Nova.
That's the part that'll frustrate the general. Not getting a shot, turning the ball over.
And he was telling Phil Bova something else was going on, like holding.
You want to watch defense. Chris Reynolds plays the ball as tough as anyone. Probably the only guy that can match him is Derek Phelps down in North Carolina playing the basketball. Cheney playing Rose up on top.
And here will be a holding call. And Bob Knight is really exercised off the bench. He was arguing that it should have been called at the other end of the court, and now he gets it called right in front of him.
Very frustrated today with their 2 losses, not on a free throw line, but their team defense. He said we played very poorly.
Timeout, a 4-point lead.
They say 40 is the new 30 and 30 is the new 20. But is your hair loss making you look older than you feel? Then you need Follicare, a leading product that's better and easier than before.
The growth has been incredible. I've regrown my hair at least 2-3 times over in such a short period of time.
I started using Follicare, and within less than 6 months, I've seen a tremendous amount of difference.
Follicare is better because it targets all the major reasons for hair loss. Its unique 4-in-1 action blocks follicle-damaging DHT, destroys harmful free radicals, promotes healthy blood flow in the scalp, and provides nutrients you need to grow healthy hair. The result? A head of hair that is thicker and fuller and gets you noticed.
Unless you actually put this on your head, there's no way in the world that you're going to understand how good it is.
I was skeptical when I first started using Follicare, but the proof is in the pictures, and I'm amazed with those results.
If you're young and starting to thin, Follicare is for you. If you want a thicker head of hair, Follicare is for you. If you've been losing hair for a long time, Follicare is definitely for you.
You know, I would have never thought at 43 years old that I could have a head of hair better than my 23-year-old son.
It's so easy to use, I would forget I'm using Follicare if it wasn't for all the new hair.
Follicare's patented formula has up to 7 times more hair rejuvenating ingredients than other advertised products, yet costs a lot less. And Follicare has an astounding 94.5% satisfaction rate.
I have tried other products and had no success. I can honestly say that Follicare is head and shoulders above the rest. I feel like I'm 18 again with all this hair in my head.
I recommend Follicare to all my patients because it works.
Don't let simple hair loss make you look older. Follicare takes years off your appearance, all for as little as $1 a day. Before you even consider expensive and invasive transplant surgery or single approach products, you need to try Follicare. For you skeptics, Follicare comes with a full 1-year satisfaction guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Order Follicare today and start experiencing the life-changing benefits. Like thousands of others, you'll be glad you did.
Call 1-800-475-3224. That's 1-800-475-3224. Call now.
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Star in Caddyshack. Real Classics. 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic. Every Sunday morning. ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Send it in, big fella.
Thrillers.
That'll be on the highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time.
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
Oh, baby, they love it here. Look at this. They're standing, they're chanting, they're singing.
Wow, was that sweet? Holy moly! Oh, what a hit.
Lord, the fans getting an eyeful here tonight.
The Carolina Hurricanes have won the Stanley Cup.
Like any good parent, I want the best for my baby. That's why, to help prepare for his future, I turn to Gerber. With the Gerber Life Grow Up Plan, you can give your baby a $10,000 whole life insurance plan for just pennies a day. And when your child turns 21, that coverage will automatically double to $20,000, and the cost stays the same. By age 28, your child will have the right to purchase up to $100,000 worth of insurance.
Call 1-800-927-0771 today.
Number 2, Michigan over number 6, Indiana by 4. Both of these schools believe in playing tough pre-conference schedules. Take a look at Indiana. They play 5 top 25 teams. This is where they are right now. They lose to Kansas and lose to Kentucky, beating Seton Hall, Cincinnati, and Iowa. Michigan has had the same kind of schedule. Duke, Carolina, Kansas, and Purdue. Duke, of course, being the only loss, and Duke being the one team that remains a thorn in the side of the Wolverines.
Well, you know, it's amazing when you think about it. That's the way you get a real evaluation of the strength of your team. And last year, oh, here's a loose ball.
Jalen Rose was off balance. They get it inside Riley, and this will be a blocking call on Chris Reynolds.
Chris Webber has such an awareness. He was anticipating to cut down the lane before the guy even went to the goal. You watch him come up with a loose ball. Webber's going to get the loose ball now, kicked out to him, and here he is around the back. He's spotting him already. He spots his teammate Howard. Last year, when Michigan beat Indiana here, 68-60, that was the turning point when they started to believe. When they started to believe they really were super. Because from that point on, they ripped off 8 in a row before they lost to Duke in the final game. And then they lost to Duke this year and have won 11 in a row. The only team to beat them since beating Indiana has been Duke.
This is Eric Riley, the 7-footer who was a starter as a sophomore, the number 2 rebounder in the Big Ten. Now he fights for minutes behind the super sophomore.
You know, he told me today in the locker room, he said, it's been tough for me mentally to really deal with that. But the fact that we're winning and I'm just going to do my best has made it a little bit easier.
Same way for Michael Talley, who's in there right now. He was Mr. Basketball.
That's why I believe they have the best pure talent in America. When 2 guys can score in double figures 2 years ago and start, they can't make the starting lineup. As we watch the jumper by Henderson
with a soft touch to baseline.
That shows you how tough they are.
20-16. Well, sometimes with all his talent, coaching gets overlooked, but I think Steve Fisher has done an incredible job with this club, especially with all the youth. Here's a follow by Pelinka, who gets a foul underneath.
You know, you mentioned Steve Fisher, Mike, and he worked on that play that we just seen yesterday in practice from the high post area, dumping it down to Webber. He wants to get Webber into the 3-second area, where Steve Fisher has excelled. He's allowed the players the freedom to express themselves and utilize their talents. He hasn't tightened them up like a lot of guys do and overcoach a little bit. He's allowed them to play. He's put a little structure to them, but he's allowed them to be themselves.
20-16. Nover trying to go inside. And it looked like Weber got a piece of him on the way by.
See, I think Indiana's playing too quick. I don't believe that they're really getting enough execution out of their half-court game. I firmly believe against a young team like Michigan, if you make 5 or 6 passes and screen, you can break them down defensively and get a good look at the basket.
Give that foul to Riley instead of Weber. Henderson. Boy, he's got a nice touch.
I'll tell you, he's knocking it down, having a big game, trying to take Weber away from the basket.
He has 8 points, and Bob Knight said, as a freshman, probably more than any other freshman that I've had, he pleased me the way he played.
See, they got to get the ball in Weber's hands a little.
Riley with a brick from the baseline, and here's a foul on Weber over the back.
Indiana did a good job blocking out on the help side because Michigan probably excels better than most in playing the offensive rebound and converting it. Indiana's got to really move the ball. They've been averaging 3 passes per possession. We're charting them. There's 1 pass, shot.
Henderson, 4 out of 7. Damon Bailey with an offensive rebound. Gets it out to Todd Leary. Leary for 30 is in for the first time. Chaney for 3. Boy, and Indiana is just unloading in a hurry and from outside.
And that's not their style, Mike. That's really not their style when you talk about Indiana in the big games.
Although they are shooting 40% from the season from the three-point line. Weber will try another 3. Leary with a long rebound. Weber back. Challenges him and got it.
Nice move by Leary, taking the ball to the goal. Left hand, reverse layup. Played with Eric Montross in high school when they won the state championship in Indianapolis.
Junior from Indianapolis. We are tied at 20.
The one thing that Indiana has to be pleased with, they're making it a half-court game. Michigan has not been able to run up and down the court in the first half in transition.
Oh, they got that one fast break basket that put them up 2-0, and that's really been it.
And they've really neutralized Jalen Rose, who excels in the open court.
Here they isolate Riley down low, and Indiana comes out with it. Bailey with his head up all the way to Henderson. That could be an offensive foul, and it is.
Good call by the official. I don't think there was any doubt. He lowered his shoulder. He made contact. Excellent defensive position by Michigan. Here's Damon Bailey pushing the ball up the court. There's Henderson. Lays the shoulder right into the defensive player. Take another look from another angle. Eric Riley's right there. And there's Henderson lowering the shoulder into him.
Well, when you start your drive from that far out, Dick, these guys are too quick not to have someone get in front of you.
You know, it's amazing. Riley will probably be drafted in the first 2 rounds of the NBA draft. And here
it is. A non-starter.
Doesn't start.
Tied at 20.
See, that's the play that we're working on. Getting the ball from up on top, down and into the post area.
Howard with a miss. This is Leary to Bailey. Nova muscles his way in, and he's fouled.
He has really asserted himself offensively here in the second part of the season after the first 10 games. He's becoming much more active down inside. But again, if I'm Steve Fisher, I have to like the pace that Indiana's playing at because they are really shooting the ball so quickly.
Although you would think that that pace would do Michigan a favor, here they are on the Wolverines' home court, and it's tied at 20. And Matt Nova will go to the line, give them a chance to take the lead. 51.7% free throw shooter.
He was 13 for 20 against Kentucky. Everybody said they shot only 18 for 36 against Kentucky. But you have to remember this. Talbot Chaney, Bailey, and their really excellent shooters, Leary, were not on the line. It was Nova, who's normally in the 50 percentile area. He shot 65%. And Henderson, who's a 50% shooter, was like 4 for 10.
Nova misses them both. 8:42 to go first half. And the intensity has died down just a little bit from the opening moments.
If I were Jalen Rose, I'd try to slide inside and post up down in the boxes and take advantage of Leary. Little M&M'er with size. I'd slide down inside rather than play up on a perimeter here.
Michigan hasn't hit a field goal in 4.5 minutes. Rose leans into one, doesn't get it. Indiana on a 6-0 run. They can take the lead here. Great pass by Bailey to Nova. No basket, he travels.
2 possessions, they come up empty.
Super Tuesday from Ann Arbor, Michigan, number 2 against number 6. We are tied at 20 with 8:09 to go first half. Mike Patrick and Dick Vitale, glad you could join us tonight. This should be super down to the buzzer.
Just tighten up that seatbelt, baby, and get ready to ride with us, because this is going to be a beauty all the way.
Rose backing him in and got Leary down on the low post, like you said.
That's where he has to go on him. He's got great size, has excellent touch around the basket. Clutch player, was big against Kansas and North Carolina. He likes the big marquee game.
Graham, he walked.
3 possessions, coming up empty again. Forcing the action, no patience and no poise.
Indiana forcing the offense, and they forced 2 straight turnovers.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
People everywhere, just like you, are getting fantastic results like this, faster and more effectively than ever before, without ever having to do another sit-up or crunch. Introducing Red, the first rotation and resistance exerciser. Red's the easiest and most comfortable way to shape and sculpt the most amazing core and midsection. Red's breakthrough rotation movement gives you a full circular range of motion to isolate all the core muscles, the stomach, the abs, the love handle obliques, and the lower back.
Got my waist down 6 inches. I lost 7.5 inches off my waist.
I lost 9 inches off my waist. Red tones rock-hard abs and a tighter, slimmer waistline without the back-breaking bending of conventional crunches. That's because you're off the floor and seated in a comfortable position on our deeply padded cushion. So there's no impact on your joints or knees, and there's no strain on your neck or back. So now you can exercise while you watch your favorite TV show or seated at your desk while you work. Red takes as little as 20 minutes 3 times a week to get you into shape.
I've lost weight everywhere.
The inches just fall off.
An independent review at the University of Houston says Red incorporates all the muscles in the core region. You would have to do 5 different exercises to get the same muscle activity that you get with just a single sweeping motion of Red. When you use the Red system, you'll lose up to 4 inches off your midsection in 2 weeks, guaranteed. Call now and try Red for the incredibly low price of $14.95 and lose those stubborn inches, guaranteed. Lose up to 4 inches off your midsection in 2 weeks or your money back. Get the body you deserve and try Red for 30 days for only $14.95. And as an added bonus, be sure to ask your operator how you can get Red delivered to your doorstep free. It's easier than you can ever imagine, and Red is not available in stores. So the only way for you to get your Red is to call right now.
Call 1-800-394-4769.
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Star in Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
ESPN College Game Day is on campus. Saturday, we're courtside with number 5 Ohio State and its main attraction, Greg Oden.
He takes space up in the paint, he can block shots, and he forces you to change your offense.
Is there anything the 7-foot wonder can't do?
I've never actually shaved myself with shaving cream.
And 10 years later, how the Fab Five's legacy lives on. Plus, will another student net 10 grand? College Game Day driven by State Farm. 11 a.m. on ESPN and 8 p.m. on ESPN2 Saturday.
The RM Classic Car Auction, Tuesdays at 10, only on ESPN Classic.
Number 2, Michigan leading Indiana by a bucket.
Mike, we're going to watch how Jalen Rose is going to try to post in this area. They're going to reverse the ball into this area and then get a dump down for him to score in this area here. We're going to watch him reverse the ball. Freeze it. There he is sliding on a box, and now with his 6'8" size right here, he has got him on his back, and he's in great shape to shoot the little jump shot. And there's the little jumper, little head fake, superstar out of high school, Southwestern High School in Detroit, was a dynamite player. There he is on a box. Up he goes, little head fake, tickles the twine, count it.
And Leary at 6'3" has no chance against Rose down low. Michigan hit 5 of its first 9 field goals. They've missed 8 of their last 12. The starters back in there for Steve Fisher.
They're doubling up on Weber on the interior. And they get
offensive foul on Weber.
Well, post play inside, backing them in.
That's 2 on Chris.
If there's one area Chris Weber really has to work on, and he spoke to me about it yesterday, and he agreed, is how to move without the basketball, how to establish post position. Now there he is as he turns in. Eddie Hightower with the offensive foul. Makes contact. Good call by Hightower.
Good officiating crew with Hightower, Phil Boulder, and Jim Burr.
Yeah, 3 excellent guys. Little curl move right here for Bailey.
Brian Evans, number 34, is in for the first time, the 6'8" freshman.
He had a big game against Seton Hall in the final of the NIT. Had 8 points, 7 rebounds.
Evans, good pass. Cheney at the baseline with that sweet touch.
That was excellent patience. They got Cheney the ball down in deep. Good movement of the basketball. They reversed it.
Tied at 22. The bomb from King. Saved.
Jimmy's been shooting the ball well from three-point range. He's become a real defensive stopper, too.
Bailey got by King, kicks it outside. The long jumper by Evans.
Doesn't miss that in practice. I mean, he was like automatic today at the workout.
He's now 4 out of 18 under real game conditions.
Yeah, he really presses in game action.
Jalen Rose with that set shot more than anything. Bosco reached in, nearly got it out of bounds to Indiana.
Doesn't look pretty.
Coming up next, Alabama will travel to number 9, Arkansas. And Daryl Hawkins with 14.7 points a game, shooting 65% from the floor. That's a 9:30 Eastern start. Hope you'll stay with us for that one.
Story right there at Arkansas. Scotty Thurman and Nolan Richardson reloading after losing 4 players to the NBA. Oh, yes.
Great pass and a great handle by Calbert Cheney.
And a poor job defensively by Michigan. The rule is you must see ball and man.
Cheney has 8. The lead is 2. Bailey going for the steal and ties up Howard.
I think Indiana has to like the fact that Weber's playing out on the perimeter, that he is not able to get the ball in deep where he really causes havoc. He was interesting to interview yesterday. What a bright young guy. I tell you, we really had a great time talking to him.
King, offensive foul, no basket.
Phil Bova with the call. Jimmy King up in the air.
That's 2 on Jimmy King.
There he is, flying in the air. Once you leave your feet, defensive player rotates over. Duke, Kansas, Kentucky, Indiana, they excel at stepping in and taking the charge.
Indiana's ball, the Hoosiers up by 2. Graham bursts down the lane, tried to get it off, knocked out of bounds by Michigan. That's Dugan Fife, number 11, the freshman out of Clarkston, Michigan. His dad was the captain of the 70-71 Michigan team.
Yeah, his dad, Dan, also, not only did he play here, he served as an assistant in the mid-70s in Michigan under Johnny Orr when they had to finish number 2 to all those great teams of Indiana led by Quinn Buckner and Benson and company.
Is Dugan Fife a great name or what?
He's a steady player, too. Solid, gives him some stability.
Henderson down the lane. Weber reached in from behind and knocked it away.
One thing that Bobby Knight has to be really content with is the fact they have neutralized the running game of Michigan.
Cheney, what a great touch. You know, this guy was not a preseason unanimous selection.
Oh, that's a joke.
In the Big Ten. I'd like to find a guy who didn't vote him to the top 5 players from the Big Ten and take him outside and show what basketball is.
That's absurd. I couldn't agree with you more, Mike.
Weber was the only unanimous selection. Fight wide open, wouldn't take the shot. And you've got to take that shot if you're wide open.
You got to look at the basket. They're not even looking at the basket. The rule of thumb is to catch the ball and put yourself in triple threat position, which means you can shoot, you can pass, or you can drive to the goal.
Otherwise, they get to double team someone for free.
Major college players got to look at the basket from up on top. See, this plays into the hands of Indiana. Half-court basketball, Indiana gets the edge. This tempo, Indiana has to like that tempo.
Turnaround jumper by Juwan Howard, missed everything, but we have a foul underneath. Check it, no foul, just knocked out of bounds, out to Michigan.
Jalen Rose's dad, Jimmy Walker, the former superstar, used to love him in 1967, was the #1 pick of the Pistons in the NBA draft. In fact, he was #1 overall. #2 was Earl Monroe, and #3, Clem the Gem Haskins, doing a great job at Minnesota. And Weber told me, eat your heart out, Haskins. He told me you were #2, that he was going to go to Minnesota if he didn't come here. He said he loved Clem.
Well, Minnesota's already stunned a couple of people, and one of 7 Big Ten teams in the top 25 this week.
Fife picked up his dribble. He's wide open on that wing.
Shot clock is at 17. Weber set for a 3.
I'd let him shoot that all day if I were Indiana.
Rose gets the easy follow in the lane.
I don't care what his statistics are from three-point range. I'd allow Chris Weber to shoot that 3 all day if I played against Michigan.
Chaney cut off at the baseline, out to to Brian Evans. Bailey. Pretty shot by Greg Graham.
That's the one thing we said on the top of the show. For Indiana to have a real shot, they're going to have to make their perimeter shot.
Graham has 7. The lead is 5. Now Weber down low, maneuvering on Henderson.
That's where he can really just dominate people. I mean, you talk about an M&M'er if he gets it down there. That's like the beauty contest with Cindy Crawford walking in with her bikini and Phyllis Diller with hers.
That's good.
Now they should use about 7-8 passes to quiet the crowd down.
Evans with a 3.
That's going to make Coach Knight really happy. Sat next to him in practice today. He said, Dick, look, he doesn't miss in practice. He's got good range. Had that big performance against Seton Hall.
King trying to counter with a 3, in and out. Evans with a rebound, and the freshman from Evansville has had a definite impact since coming in. Bailey on the run, kicks it off to Henderson.
Good penetration, dribble penetration by Bailey. Duke does that so well. Dribble penetration and look for the open man.
Alan Henderson has 10. Bailey got the great assist, and it's 34-26, Indiana's biggest lead.
See, now, if you're Chris Weber, a superstar, you got to start to really take over. Look at that, unorthodox, but he knocks it down, Jalen Rose.
Rose, who has had trouble with the outside shot this year, shooting 18%, drained that one. And the crowd right back in it.
See, here's where I'd make, let's count the passes, Mike. We saw 1 so far, there's 2. There's 3. I'll get a hand, you're not allowed to put a hand on 4. I can count, I got my master's in 30. There's 5, wide
Evans
open.
left alone, missed that one. Weber with another rebound.
He's got to shoot that one. He's a good shooter, he's wide open, 5 passes.
And Fife will take his shot. And you're right, both of those guys have to take the shot. Bailey for 3. Got it.
He's been on fire in the last 2 games. Came off the bench, scored 49 points. Had 21 against Iowa off the bench and 28 against Penn State.
First time in his career he's had back-to-back 20s. The lead is back to 8 points.
Big possession right now for Michigan. They need a deuce in this possession.
Fife tries to go baseline and can't. Howard to Weber, left all alone out there again.
It could go up to 10 if they don't score here.
Forced that one, didn't get the roll. And look at Brian Evans, another rebound.
See, Damon Bailey, I like what he did right there. He said, give me the ball, give me the rock. Let's get some patience.
Brian Evans has given them some huge minutes off the bench.
Spread the court. I think against a young team like this, you spread the court, you pass the ball 5-6 times, you screen, you get the really high percentage shot.
1:11 to go first half. Chaney. Here's Fife with a long rebound.
That was a great shot. A little curl move into the foul lane area.
We've hit the 1-minute mark at Michigan. #2 against #6, and right now #6 is up by 8. Fife, nice feed to Howard in the lane.
That's what they worked on yesterday in practice, Mike. Bring the ball from the top of the circle into the post area because the defense cannot give help. They can't get the angles to help from the weak side because of the ball being in the center of the court.
Chaney blocked by Weber.
This is what you don't want if you're playing them They're ready to explode. Oh, no.
Bailey strips King. What a great defensive play by Damon Bailey.
I think it's amazing when you think about beating Kansas and North Carolina back-to-back in 24 hours and then beating Purdue on the road like they did when they were top 10.
Any saw can cut through wood, but even this saw can't cut through a cinder block. Ouch! Forget that monstrosity. Now there's the MXZ saw. It's the little high-tech saw that's big, really big on toughness. Sure, it cuts through hardwood with ease, but the MXZ saw also goes through that cinder block just like that. Incredible! The unique carbide grit blade never needs sharpening because it never gets dull. It's so tough it can cut through this glass bottle to create your own vase. The MXZ saw can cut through brick, so you can finish any job with precision. It'll cut through floor tiles and cut through wall tiles. Getting just the piece you need has never been easier. The MXZ saw is so tough it can cut through this heavy ceramic coffee mug, yet it won't cut your fingers. Amazing! Use it to prune your trees. Cut copper pipe to just the size you need. It makes any plumbing job so much easier. Use it to cut through hard rubber hose for emergency auto repair. Cut through drywall in no time. And cut out the hole for an electrical outlet. It'll even cut through solid steel. There's hardly anything you can't do with the MXZ saw. It replaces all these other saws. And look, the blade folds up and locks securely for safe, convenient storage. You can even lock it at an angle, so you can get into those hard-to-reach places. The MXZ saw is yours for only $19.95, guaranteed to never dull or break, or we'll replace it free. But wait, call now and we'll give you this fantastic MXZ wrench absolutely free. Just pay shipping and handling. It tightens or loosens practically any size nut without searching for different size wrenches. You get everything for only $19.95, so order now.
To order your MXZ saw, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-352-1700. Remember, you'll also receive the MXZ wrench free. Just add the extra shipping and handling. Call toll-free 1-800-352-1700 to get your MXZ saw now.
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Every Sunday morning, ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Big fella.
Thrillers.
That'll be on the highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time!
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
Bugger.
Welcome aboard. What about Jack? I can't leave without him. Never mind, let's go.
For about a quarter a day, just $7.95 a month per unit, Colonial Penn offers guaranteed acceptance life insurance to people ages 50 to 85. These days, funeral costs alone average over $6,000. Now you can get help with no medical exam, no health questions. And the rate of $7.95 a month per unit is guaranteed never to increase.
Call 1-800-601-4588 to receive free information in the mail. Call now.
Shot clock is off. This is Pelinka to inbound to Vosco.
Pelinka really excited today. Got admitted into Michigan Law School. Early admission at Northwestern Law School. Illinois, 3.9 GPA.
He's on the court with Vosco, a kid who's majoring in aerospace engineering, wants to work for NASA.
He told me today, though, he said, I want to play a little basketball. Hey, Indiana, no slouch. 5 players with a better than 3-point average. Chris Reynolds, 3.68. Alan Henderson, 3.1. Here's
Rose working for the last shot. Gets it to Pelinka, blocked by Henderson. Rose saves it. Desperation shot and nearly hit it.
Good job defensively by Indiana. They were aware of Pelinka's presence to shoot the three. An excellent rotation by Henderson to step out and utilize his size to block that shot.
Michigan had the early lead, but Indiana turned it around, and at the half, the Hoosiers are leading Michigan 37-31.
Want to throw down like Winter X snowboarder Eddie Wall? Go to EXPN.com keyword Schick for your chance to hang with a member of Team Titanium. Don't miss Winter X Games 11. Continues all weekend long, live on ESPN and ABC.
Every Sunday morning, ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Big fella.
Thrillers.
That'll be on a highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time.
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier.
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
To wipe out a big cold, immerse yourself in total cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus. It speeds relief to every inch of you. Liquidate your big cold with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
What can you get for a buck?
Can't get gas for a buck.
Can't get a loaf of bread for a buck.
You can't even get a cup of coffee for a buck.
But you can get $1 million abs for a buck.
Because now $1 lets you try the Ab Lounge XL system.
Discover the secret to $1 million abs for just a buck.
With over 4 million sold, Ab Lounge is the new gold standard in abdominal exercise.
And now the Ab Lounge XL $1 million abs are just a buck away.
This deal is absolutely insane because now you can try the complete Ab Lounge XL system for a full 30 days with free shipping and handling on delivery.
Not for the usual $14.95, but for just $1.
Back-breaking crunches are obsolete.
Ab Lounge XL's jackknife motion gets you up off the floor, stretching beyond 180 degrees for ultimate results.
Every move counts as you target your abs without wasted effort.
Our $1 deal is absolutely real, and so are these $1 million results.
The results indicate that you're going to get a tremendous abdominal workout, both for the upper and lower abs, as well as the obliques using the Ab Lounge.
When people ask me if the Ab Lounge works, I tell them it's amazing. It got rid of my pot belly. If it can do that, it can do anything.
Ab Lounge XL is built with a rolled steel frame, features breathable mesh, custom foot pedals, cushioned ISO grips, and focus strap, and stores just about anywhere.
Each Ab Lounge XL system includes an ab blasting DVD, healthy eating guide, 2-week jumpstart program, and aerobic workout.
Call now to try the Ab Lounge XL for 30 days for just $1. We'll even pick up the shipping and handling.
We know you'll love it, but if for some reason you don't, simply call within the trial period. Send the system back, and you'll have no additional payments.
Best of all, if you return the Ab Lounge XL because it's not for you, we'll even refund your $1. Call for details.
So what can you get for a buck?
You can get this greasy hamburger for a buck.
Or you can discover the secret to $1 million abs.
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Calvert Cheney in the first half of this ball game at Michigan came through with 10 points. He had 5 out of 11 from the floor. The superstar on the other end, Chris Webber, not much. 3 out of 8 in field goals. He was 0 for 3 from the three-point line, hit only 6 points, had 4 rebounds, and a couple of very strange statistics out of the first half. Michigan had only 4 offensive rebounds. They're averaging 16 a game. And Indiana is 0 for 2 from the free throw line. That's unbelievable.
That's amazing because Indiana loves to get to that free throw line. And over the years, they've been there so many times, 30, 35 times a game. But you look at the rebounding totals, Indiana has to be really happy that they've been able to neutralize Michigan on the glass, because remember, when you talk transition, the first key in transition is possession of the ball, and possession starts with getting it off that glass.
Damon Bailey starts the second half with a 3.
Little dribble penetration into the gap to get Bailey to basketball. Playing a little soft on the perimeter. That was one of their priorities they talked about.
Weber didn't get the roll down inside. Loose ball, now a jump ball situation.
Indiana spoke today, Mike, about priorities and how you have to adjust against different teams. And against Michigan, Coach Knight wanted to play them. His talk was all about play them soft on the perimeter, not really hard out on the exterior, but jam inside.
Jalen Rose with that very quick jump shot.
He's got that quick release, almost like a jump hook.
40 to 33. Greg Graham back the other way. Henderson, who had a big first half with 10 points.
There's 2 passes. There's 3. Remember, we said we think they got to get at least 5 passes. Got to reverse the ball. If you swing it side to side, you'll break a defense down. There's 4.
Bailey for another 3.
Wide open goal, Mike. I mean, a wide open look. Key for Indiana. They must make the perimeter shot. Really getting back to neutralize that transition game of Michigan, where they excel in the open court.
Rose with Chaney out on him.
You chart the transition game of Michigan. It really was non-existent in that first half. They only had about 5 transition opportunities.
Michigan has such size that Indiana cannot play that 3-guard offense.
Well, they're starting to put Weber down inside a little more.
Weber, the second time in a row, did not get the roll on the soft, short jumper. Graham with a lot of quickness gets it off to Nover, and he's fouled.
Michigan looks a little flat right now, and Indiana's beating them up the court. Indiana right now created the numbers in transition.
Foul was on Voskuhl. That's his first. You know, we're quick to jump on officials when we think they're not doing a good job. But I think tonight, Ed Hightower, Phil Bova, and Jim Burr have done a sensational job in a very emotional game.
That allowed them, number 1, to play. They're solid guys. They're very experienced.
Nover has the only free throws for Indiana tonight, and he is 0 for 3. Indiana as a team makes more free throws than the other team attempts.
Every year, that's one statistic that's usually constant, the same with down at Duke.
Nover now 1 of 4, and the lead is back to 8. Indiana's biggest lead of the ball game was 9.
Oh, good
bad pass. Here's Graham.
Oh, reverse slam. I don't know if you need that right now. A little reverse jam, a little showtime. You brick that, baby. You think you go to the bench?
The lead is 10. You go to the bench and maybe to another school.
No, he's a senior. He has no more eligibility.
Well, you won't get to finish your senior year then. King from outside. That's a big 3.
Well, he's been knocking the big 3 down. And as I said, they're playing him soft on the wings. As you notice, nobody was even up in his face.
He is the 4th best percentage 3-point shooter in the history of Michigan basketball.
See, I think anytime Michigan scores like they did right there, you got to slow it down, back it out, spread the court, and use that 45-second clock.
You can keep these guys from getting momentum. You've really taken something away from them. Great pass, and then a bad pass by Chaney.
He overpassed the basketball. He anticipated a cutter. Too great a shooter. If Chaney touches it there, you want him to shoot it. See, notice they'll play soft. Notice how Graham backs away from Rose? He backs right away. See, notice how soft? That's playing soft on a perimeter. Soft on Weber.
Got Juwan Howard down in the low post, and now Weber joins him, and Rose hits it. Jalen Rose has 11, and the lead has been cut to 5.
And now he signals he wants to make like a cheerleader. He said, I knocked down the deuce, now I'll make like a cheerleader and get the crowd involved. Jalen Rose, big-time winner.
Bailey has Voskuhl on it.
Oh, they missed Henderson in the 3-second area, wide open.
Chaney guarded by Jalen Rose. Nover against Weber. Weber with a rebound.
Oh, here they go. He's looking to make the pass.
Here comes the big guy.
He's the 2-out man. He's marvelous and magnificent, Mr. Weber. Cheney cheers and gets the crowd going.
Cheney to quiet the crowd and doesn't.
Shot too quickly. After a layup like that by Mr. Weber, momentum, you don't want to shoot it. Get a timeout! Get a TO, Bobby! Get a TO, Bobby!
Jalen Rose cuts it to 1.
He's got to get a TO. He can't be stubborn here. He's got to get a TO.
Henderson answers at the other end.
Except to get the TO. We're going to get execution to get a deuce.
That's why he's won 601 games.
Some guys wait for that TV timeout every 4 minutes.
Weber for 3.
That's Chris Weber. The real Chris Weber, the real deal, has arrived in the second half. Just like he did against Purdue.
A guy who can rebound, lead a fast break, hit the 3.
Lead the cheers.
45 all. Whistle away from the ball.
Indiana is totally out of sync right now. Momentum. The Chrysler Crazies are going bananas. This timeout is big.
Looks like we're gonna be roomies. I'm Reese.
Jay. Hubert.
Call me Digger.
Tom. So, Tom, we were debating who's gonna be this year's George Mason.
This is supposed to be a double.
Yeah, you're Tom. We're College Game Day.
2 double.
Where will you all sleep?
Nah, we don't sleep.
Yeah, we'll be up all night dissecting every angle of the game.
We're on campus. College Game Day, driven by State Farm. This Saturday, 11 a.m. on ESPN, 8 p.m. on ESPN2.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here. Now you can experience what millions of people already know about the most advanced sweeper in the world.
It works, and it's lightweight. That's the best part about it.
With wheels, you can only go one direction at a time. With the sliders, you can go everywhere.
The secret to the swivel sweeper is underneath. It uses sliders, not wheels, so it goes where no other sweeper can.
There's no reason to yank out a big vacuum cleaner. You don't have to with the swivel sweeper. It's right there, and it's bing.
The swivel sweeper uses quad brush technology, so it cleans forwards, backwards, and side to side, and it even swivels and pivots, picking up wherever it goes in any direction.
And they're having more fun cleaning than I've ever seen.
It picks everything up, from crumbs to paper clips to hair and fuzz and everything, and it doesn't push it around either. It picks it up. It rolls it right in.
Forwards, backwards, or side to side, in corners, along baseboards, and even behind or under furniture, let the swivel sweeper do the work.
This is rechargeable, no cord, weighs no more than a regular broom. Works great.
A click to empty, and it folds up for space-saving storage.
Call now and get the cordless swivel sweeper with battery and charger for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a mini sweeper for quick pickups on furniture and upholstery free.
And here's another reason why ordering today is a great idea.
You can get a complete second swivel sweeper set free. Just pay additional shipping and handling. And we'll even upgrade you to rush delivery.
That's right. You get a 60-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee.
I give it 2 thumbs up.
You'll get 2 swivel sweepers with batteries and chargers, 2 mini sweepers, the 60-day money-back guarantee, and rush delivery, all for just 2 payments of $19.99.
You'll love your swivel sweepers.
Here's how to order.
Call now to order your 2 swivel sweepers for the price of 1. Each kit includes battery, charger, and mini sweepers, all backed by our 60-day guarantee for just 2 easy payments of $19.99. So call 1-800-762-2413. That's 1-800-762-2413. Call now.
Every Sunday morning, ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Big fella.
Thrillers.
That'll be on the highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time.
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
Can you really get a $150,000 mortgage for $450 a month? Now you can with the new Secure Advantage loan, exclusively from Quicken Loans. Nothing cuts your payment like Secure Advantage, the loan that gives you the advantage of choosing an incredibly low payment month after month. With the Secure Advantage loan, you could cut your payment by over 50%. Take a look. The traditional payment on a $150,000 mortgage at 7% interest is $1,000. But with the new Secure Advantage mortgage, you can select a payment of just $450 a month. That's a difference of $6,600 a year, which means you'll have more cash on hand to save, remodel your home, or whatever you need. Isn't that worth a few minutes on the phone? Call now to see how Secure Advantage could cut your payment by over 50%, whether you're buying a new home or refinancing. If a $150,000 mortgage for $450 a month sounds good to you, call now while rates are low. Quicken Loans, America's home loan experts.
15:25 to go in a tie game.
Mike, I'm going to show you right here what we're talking about playing soft on a perimeter. Look at all the Indiana guys, and look at the people on a perimeter here. Here's Graham. He's not even look. Rose is going to rotate in this area and be wide open. You're going to watch it right here. There comes Rose. Freeze it right there. Freeze it. Now look at this, man. I get this open shot. Are you kidding me? There's nobody here. Nobody guarding them, and that's their whole rule of thumb today. Play soft on the perimeter. Rose nails it down, and then he became a cheerleader.
He'll nail most of those. Tied at 45. Reynolds is in. He's taking Rose right now.
Seems like Weber now has turned into another gear.
A little more animated out there.
Switching on him inside. Henderson releases him down to Nova.
King is guarded by Leary. Shot clock at 15.
King should win that matchup. He's a little too quick for him.
Howard hanging blocked by Henderson.
Henderson doing a great job defensively in the lane. This is where I back it out. Patience, patience, poise.
That's exactly what they're doing. Reynolds, the senior from Peoria, Illinois, in the backcourt with Todd Leary.
Spacing 15, 17 feet apart. Get away help, so they cannot give help, Michigan. Reynolds, no threat to shoot the ball.
Cheney got it.
He's a threat to shoot the ball. Crunch time, Cheney time.
He has a dozen, needs 3 more points to catch the number 9 all-time Big Ten scorer, Cassie Russell.
Cassie responsible for this building.
Voskuhl with a miss.
Cassie Russell had that great run in the early 60s here at Michigan. Tremendous talent.
Indiana with the ball up by 2. 14:02 to go.
Trying a back screen for Greg Graham. Oh, nice move by Cheney.
Henderson, who has shown a beautiful touch tonight, has 14 points.
That was created by Cheney. Little dribble penetration, defense aware of him, and he gets the ball to his teammate.
Weber muscles it up against Henderson, and he's fouled.
That's where Mr. Weber has to play. I mean, are you kidding me? With his power and size, you talk about the NBA draft. I believe this guy will probably be number 1. There he is getting the ball in deep. Some people said the other day, he said he probably will come back to school. I don't believe it, Mike. I think when he stares at the kind of dollars that'll come his way, I believe that Weber, Mashburn, and Hardaway will be part of the NBA draft because how thin that senior class is.
But I'll tell you what, Dick, if Shaquille O'Neal will stay in school 3 years, why wouldn't it Chris Webber? Pelinka with a follow on the miss.
That's a good point.
They don't come any better than Shaq.
That's a good point you make, but I really believe he's leaving, Mike.
Plus, both of his parents work, Dick, and it's not a situation where they desperately need the money.
I really feel, though, when he's staring at the kind of dollars he is, Shaquille O'Neal was a rare kid to be able to pass those dollars down and come back for that extra year.
I asked Steve Fisher about it today, and he said, I'm just going to enjoy it as long as all of them are here.
A little triple team on Howard leads Weber wide open.
Weber had his foot on the line. That's a 2-point shot. We are tied at 49.
Well, you have to give something against Michigan, and they're giving the perimeter shot.
Henderson with a long-range bomb.
He's showing that he's a super South as well. He says, you know, you talk about all these sophomore sensations. I can play too.
Rose, great move. Missed the shot, got his own rebound. That was all Henderson.
Interference, got to count that basket.
Boy, it sure looked like a goaltend.
Yeah, they missed that call. Goaltending. Steve Fisher very calm about it. Oh, I thought they definitely missed that. They've done a heck of a job. Rich Falk is here, the head of the Big Ten officiating, does a super job with them, evaluating them constantly.
It's the first time we've been critical of a call all night. Must be a new record for us.
They were trying to post up inside with Rose. Oh, nice head fake.
Howard, a little fall away.
He loves to go to his left. Every time he catches the ball, if he is going to go into a scoring mood, he is going to put the ball to the left.
Juwan Howard with 10. We are tied again.
Look at Rose wants to challenge a play in Chaney.
Chaney double teamed. He's fouled.
That's the great thing to see right there at Calbert Chaney. He's been really labeled as a soft player in his career, constantly looking for the jump shot. But he says here, come on, Jalen, I'm going to split the defense, and I'm going to show that I can drive too. And I'm going to force the action to go to the free throw line.
Weber was lucky he didn't pick up his third as it was. Rose got his second. And Chaney will go to the line, a 73% free throw shooter.
Like, you know, you talk about aggressive basketball, and it really is keyed by the shot block. And here's Mr. Weber, who really came out strong here in the second half. I believe aggressive basketball, certain things happen. One, you have deflections. Two, you have block shots. Three, you have offensive rebounding. And four, you're forcing turnovers with steals. And tonight, you're seeing aggressive basketball.
Chaney, the #3 all-time Indiana scorer, will have a chance to finish #1 all-time, passing Steve Alford. Now, here's the free throw story. Indiana, as we said, making more free throws than their opponents get. But tonight, it has been a struggle. They just haven't been there. And when they get there, they haven't shot well.
There's the calm Mr. Knight. At his 600th win, now has 601. The youngest man to achieve that since Hank Iba, who's certainly one of his real, I mean, you talk about a guy, real guru of basketball. Pete Newell and Hank Iba mean everything to Bobby Knight.
Nover picked up his second foul on that push underneath. Indiana only 2 out of 6 from the free throw line tonight.
That's amazing. They did the same against Kansas, 4 for 13.
Rose works on Graham.
He shoots right over the top of him, gets him into an isolation, clear out, one-on-one.
Jalen Rose has 15. Indiana right back the other way. Loose ball taken down by Riley.
Indiana doesn't win the matchup if they try to play that quick.
What a luxury to have Riley to come off the bench to give Weber a breather.
Second leading rebounder in the Big Ten 2 years ago, Eric Riley.
And it looked like Nover is going to pick up another pushing foul underneath. We've got a timeout, 11:58 to go in the game. Michigan by 1.
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen and be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Are you one of the millions of people who think you just can't learn a second language? The problem isn't that you can't learn. It's that you've been using the wrong method. Well, thanks to our breakthrough software called Rosetta Stone, learning a new language is now incredibly easy and a whole lot faster.
I've probably learned more in the first 2 weeks than I have in months of taking formal classes.
Unlike traditional methods that require hours of tedious translation and memorization, with Rosetta Stone, you're actively engaged in each lesson. From the very beginning, you'll see real-life images and hear native speakers.
El caballo está saltando.
This powerful combination teaches you to think in a new language, not memorize, so speaking comes naturally. You learn far more easily and more quickly.
I've used a lot of different mediums, the books, the tapes, and it just, bar none, it's the best one that I've ever used.
I was one of those people who thought they could not learn a language, and I needed to learn a language for my job, so I needed to learn Spanish. And I learned Spanish quickly, and I did it through Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone is so fast and effective, it's used by the U.S. State Department, NASA, the FBI, and top Fortune 500 companies, and is the world's leading language learning software.
It's almost like having your own person there teaching you, your own private tutor who is just very relaxed in your home with you, sitting there teaching you the language.
Rosetta Stone is the fastest way to learn a new language. And to prove it, we'll send you our amazing demo CD absolutely free when you call. There's no obligation to buy. Right away, you'll see for yourself just how fast and easy it is to learn a new language with Rosetta Stone.
This really is a great program.
I believe that you can learn any language with this program.
If you're serious about learning a language, there's no easier way to do it than with Rosetta Stone.
Call the number on your screen now and see for yourself why Rosetta Stone is the fastest way to learn a language, guaranteed.
Tonight on ESPN Classic. At 8, Angel Manfredi battles with Courtney Burton. At 10, 60 Minutes on Classic profiles Coach Bob Knight. And at 11, we conclude our Women's Billiards Theme Week. It's all tonight on ESPN Classic.
Every Sunday morning. What a move! ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. Oh my goodness! The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Send it in, big fella!
Thrillers.
That'll be on a highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time!
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
We talked about Chris Webber's options. Will he stay or go? Well, let's hear it from Chris Webber.
You know, I've never said I'm going to stay, but I'm saying that I'm planning to stay right now. And I think that, you know, you really have to weigh all your options, your family needs, whether you stop enjoying college. I think that'll be the biggest thing. If it's, you know, where I'm not enjoying college, where it's too much pressure off the court to be something that you're not, or, you know, some type of thing like that. But I do think the money is definitely something. And the biggest thing is your dreams. You know, I've dreamed since growing up to play in college and be a star and playing, hopefully, the NBA. But I think that when I think I've reached my potential, if I haven't reached my potential, I'm not going anywhere.
He's a very bright young man. That was Jimmy King hitting the three to give Michigan a 4-point lead. Indiana had been up by 9.
Jimmy King with that big three. Chris Webber, though, what a dominant player against good people. He really rises against the better people.
Bailey and Graham in at the guards. This is Graham hits a three.
You talk about a big three. I mean, King knocks one down, and Graham comes back when Indiana needs one badly.
Greg Graham in his last couple of ball games, last few games really, shooting nearly 60% from long range.
Had 6 threes in his last 2 games, scoring 36 points, Mike. Against Penn State and against Iowa when Iowa came in undefeated.
It's a 1-point game again.
Pass and go away.
Howard likes it down in the lane.
He's really effective inside. He's got an excellent touch. He's got quick feet. He's an excellent post player.
58-55. Michigan by 3.
Michigan's intensity certainly picked up here in that second half.
Damon Bailey, who sometimes dissolves into the background, and Bob Knight says he doesn't want him there. He wants him right in the middle of everything.
There he is right there, a little curl move. He's thinking pass right now. He's really trying to play like a quarterback and distribute the basketball.
Evans, got it!
There's that stroke of Evans. They've been waiting for this guy to explode. He does it every day in practice.
This has just been a marvelous run for both ball clubs, 58-58.
They got a matchup on King. He can shoot the ball, but that's the pattern they worked on all day yesterday. Bring the ball to the top and then enter the ball right down into the big guy in the 3-second area.
Juwan Howard gets the basket and he's fouled.
See, there's the pattern they worked on. Steve Fisher doesn't get enough credit. He was in his gym yesterday, and they consistently worked on that for about 40 minutes in their practice session.
Called the foul on Damon Bailey.
14 points, only 3 rebounds for Juwan Howard. Perry Watson, the assistant coach, had a talk with him before the Purdue game because he didn't rebound really well. He came back strong.
Webber will come back into the ball game, and Howard will get a breather.
Webber's numbers jumped up quickly, didn't they, after halftime?
Sure did. 61-58, Michigan now by 3 as we hit the 10-minute mark. Cheney, nice pump fake.
You talk about making big shots. One pass and the shot.
15 points for Calbert Cheney. He's now tied Cassie Russell for number 9 all time in the Big Ten.
Oh, he'll be the all-time leading scorer. Glenn Rice right now in the Big Ten is #1.
Weber with a beautiful jump hook.
He's just made his mind up. I'm going inside. I got the little jump hook. I have the great body. I can seal off the defensive people. Isn't it beautiful to see? All the stars rising, making the big plays. Chaney, Weber. I mean, this is unbelievable, baby.
Weber has 17.
Back screen by Evans.
He's hit 11 of those 17 in the second half.
Jalen Rose trying to match up on Chaney.
Shot clock approaching 15. Bailey kicks it outside to Grant. Nover.
Using that shot clock.
Bailey to Nover. Great pass.
What super execution. There were approximately 8 passes in that possession, and they break the defense down for the layup.
68-62. Rob Pelinka in the ballgame. Here's Weber down low again. Missed this one.
And then he
fouls Henderson.
But that's a great shot by Weber. That's really heady play. I don't buy the argument that Michigan doesn't play with smarts. They've been playing excellent basketball. There's the bounce pass. Good play by Bailey. Two-man game, but what made that so really good was the fact they utilized the shot clock. And Michigan was brilliant at the end of the game against Kansas and North Carolina.
Indiana with a chance to regain the lead. Henderson.
I mean, all the stars are rising. You talk about stars who get excited to perform. I mean, are you kidding me? Come on, Mike, get excited. They can't let him shoot the ball. Pelinka's a good shooter.
King, great save to Pelinka. What a play by Jimmy King.
Pelinka's done a real solid job giving them some stability since they lost Ray Jackson, who's their defensive stopper.
He doesn't make mistakes.
Notice how soft they're playing on the wing. You can't play Jimmy King soft. He'll shoot that 3.
So will Pelinka. Riley hustles after the long rebound. King for 3.
You're right. Can't allow him to shoot it. There's Ray Jackson cheering tonight. Cheers for his roomie. That's his roommate. They're both from Texas.
Jimmy King has 11. The lead is 2.
He'll be back in a week and a half. Ray Jackson.
Well, that's what he says. Steve Fisher says it'll be longer than that. Had a badly dislocated shoulder.
Our engineers saw every square inch of the Sierra as an opportunity for another breakthrough. Introducing the more comfortable, more powerful, and the most fuel-efficient all-new 2007 GMC Sierra. We examined everything and overlooked nothing to create our greatest pickup yet. That's professional grade.
The Quiznos is like stacked with a bunch of meat. And the Subway sandwiches, like when you're in kindergarten and your mom throws some stuff together real quick.
If I ran out of gas in front of a Subway place, I'd walk 10 blocks to get this. A lot of meat. A lot of meat.
You can actually see the meat coming out of the Quiznos sandwich there.
Magnifico? Is that Italian?
Try Quiznos new Ultimate Italian with a double portion of authentic Italian meats and cheeses. If you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a free sub. Only from Quiznos. Toasty.
Why strain yourself with exercises like these when you can get results like this? Why look like this when you can look like this? The most effective waist trimming machine on the planet just got even better, and you'll never have to get on the floor again. Introducing John Abdo's Abdur Extreme program that offers you an ironclad promise that you'll lose at least 3 inches off your waist and at least 10 pounds in 30 days or less.
It makes me feel good.
The totally redesigned Abdur Extreme
comes fully assembled right out of the box. All you have to do is just slip on the armbar. You gotta love that.
The Abdur Extreme is easy and works fast. It targets all 4 sides of your waist at the same time, working your entire midsection, including your core and love handles, and strengthening your back to give you incredibly fast results.
I lost 11 pounds, 18 pounds,
17 pounds,
7 inches, 14 pounds, 3 inches, 13 pounds.
The Abdur Extreme comes with 3 routines: the Fat Burner, 6-pack attack, and a special back and spinal conditioning routine. Plus, your 30-day Extreme Challenge guidebook with helpful eating suggestions and exclusive online access to the Abdur website where John coaches you for extreme results. This is a no-risk offer. We're so confident we're willing to let you try it in your home for 30 days free. Even the shipping is free. You've got nothing to lose. This is easily affordable for everyone. And don't forget to ask how you can get the triple-headed back massager, a $55 value absolutely free. This is our best deal ever.
Anytime you do anything to improve your health and appearance, you know you're doing the right thing, the smart thing. So do this for yourself right now. Don't hesitate any longer. Don't sit around and think about it. Otherwise, you may not ever do it. Millions of people around the world can't be wrong. Become a doer today and call now.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic. Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking, let things happen, and be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher, starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Seesaw game, Michigan by 2 with 7:34 left. Every week on ESPN, you'll see games like this. On Big Monday, you got the Big East, the Big 8, the Big West. Super Tuesday, the Big 10 and the SEC. And on Wednesday, the Big East and the ACC. The same time slots, same conferences every week. And boy, we enjoy it.
I'll tell you, terrific Tuesday. It's amazing. The great basketball that's brought to you.
Second half shooting, both teams are cooking. 73% for Indiana, Michigan for 60. And I tell you what, the way they are playing right now, those percentages may go higher.
The execution's really been outstanding. Really heady play by Michigan to slide Weber inside. Oh, look at Michigan changing defenses a little here. Look at this, they're trying to get him into a trapping area. Jalen Rose trying to lead him into a trap. Little zone.
Looks like a little 1-3-1. They pass over it. Graham gets it in the corner to Henderson. Great pass to Nova. He's fouled, but the shot would not go.
They did a great job executing, going down and gutted that zone, bringing the ball to the wing, and then sliding Nova down the lane. But he's going to have to convert on a free throw line where he really has not shot well.
Foul was on Voskuhl, and Nova is a noisy 1 out of 4 from the free throw line tonight.
You know, as long as they don't get in foul trouble with their big people, Henderson and Nova, the depth factor doesn't become big, having only 9 players. The problem is, though, they lost the quality players. He misses the free throw. And Pat Graham, which hurts their motivational edge, as Bobby Knight was telling me today. He said, when I had Pat Graham, if I put him on the floor and he knocked down 2 threes, and I got Bailey sitting next to me, you think it wakes him up? You think it wakes Graham up?
And the earliest they would expect Pat Graham back would be in March.
I doubt that very much from what I heard, Mike. I really do. I think that it looks like he'll lose another year. It's unfortunate he's lost 2 years thus far with a foot injury.
Real shame for him.
In the NIT, it happened against Florida State, where he played brilliantly.
Michigan by 1. And we've got a pushing foul against Indiana as Jimmy King went sailing out of bounds.
Michigan's only losses since they went on their run last year after beating Indiana. Look at Weber now. See, he wants the ball down inside. He loves to pass the basketball. Very unselfish. I think he's a little bit too unselfish. I think he's got to want to take the ball in that deep to the basket.
Rose takes Frank Graham down low with him.
He's just a clutch, big-time, crunch-time player. Jalen Rose made the big tip to beat North Carolina and give them their only loss.
And Dick, what you said in the first half, I think, was perfect for Jalen Rose. He has a feel for the game, and he's always had it.
Steve Fisher says he has the best instincts of any player he's ever coached.
Graham to Cheney's fouled by Rose, who reached in and tried to get the steal. That's his 3rd.
What a winner out of Southwestern High School, would have produced so many players. Perry Watson, now an assistant. Antoine Joubert, who played here at Michigan from Southwestern. Anderson Hunt, who played at UNLV. Vashawn Leonard, now starring for Minnesota.
Damon Bailey checks back into the ball game as Leary will sit down. Indiana's committed 16 fouls, Michigan only 5. It has been a very well-played game.
Good move by Michigan to come out of that zone.
Nover, way too strong. Henderson, offensive rebound, and he is fouled by Weber, who thought he got all ball.
That's 4 on Weber, I believe. I think it's 4 on Weber.
That's what I have him with 4.
Decision time by Steve Fisher. I don't think any decision. You got to get him out.
Well, there's 6:15 to go in the game, and Riley is up off the bench.
Pretty nice when you go to Riley, who's second leading rebounder in the Big Ten 2 years ago, and he can't start for this team. There's the little jump shot. There's Henderson. See, but Henderson a little slow. He has to regroup to go to the goal. Weber, he just bounces off the floor and got the dunk in that situation.
Henderson has struggled at the free throw line this year, 63.5%. He had a streak where he had 6 straight double-doubles, so he's not just a scorer. He's been a terrific rebounder.
He's a great student, too. Better than 3.0 average. As is Chris Reynolds with a 3.6. Greg Graham a 3.1. Todd Leary with a 3.7. Here's Perry Watson. Southwestern High fame here in Detroit. Had a great record.
Vasco. Rebound to Nover. Indiana down by 1. They have the ball. 5:59 to go. Well, you knew it was going to come down to this, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. If you're Indiana now, you want to really, with each possession, get the best shot possible.
Henderson with a leaner. Vasco got the rebound.
That's not a good look at the basket. I'm really surprised at some of the impatience by Indiana offensively in their half-court execution.
Riley wants it down low against Henderson, and Henderson picked his pocket.
See, now if you're Indiana, spread the court. See, Bailey wants the ball. He's really maturing as a backcourt perimeter, not being concerned about scoring.
You know, that's only the 6th turnover by Michigan, and they've been averaging 17 turnovers a game. They have protected the ball brilliantly. Chaney for 3.
Somebody's got to tell Michigan he can shoot the rock. Nobody's matching up. He's getting a great look where he can square his body, catch the ball, and have time to shoot the basketball.
Chaney has 18, Indiana by 2. We come down to 5 minutes. Bosco wants Howard.
I think he'll get Weber in at the 4-minute mark.
Jawan Howard, big shot.
Nice rotation, good soft touch. He's got great hands when we talk about soft hands.
Jawan Howard has 17. We're tied again.
Oh, this is amazing. I'll tell you, what a great game in college basketball. 2 heavyweights, Holyfield, Riddick, Moe. This is marquee, baby.
Let's just go 3 overtimes and really enjoy it.
Oh, wow. Why not 5? See, there's a screen away. Ball side is the strong side. Help side is the play away from the ball.
Graham missed a shot. Howard with another rebound.
Not too many second and third shots against that rebound.
Bosco, get it!
Big 3. I mean, a big trifecta.
They're going to say he was on the line. It is a 2-point shot.
Ooh, they gave him a deuce.
72-70. It's gone back and forth. Chaney for 3. Nover nearly had the rebound. It was knocked out of his hands, out to Indiana.
Nova looked a little fatigued. Here comes Weber at the 3:54 mark.
We'll have a timeout first. Weber and Pelinka will check in for Steve Fisher's Wolverines. Back in a moment.
Every Sunday morning, ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN Game of the Week on ESPN Classic.
Big fella.
Thrillers.
That'll be on a highlight reel.
Storied rivalries.
Oh, big time.
This week's Classic in the Making. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week presented by Quiznos. 9 a.m. Sundays only on ESPN Classic.
I'm thinking of a number between 450 and 850. Do you know what it is? It's my credit score, and it happens to be 720. The higher my credit score, the better chance I have of saving a lot of money. Do you know your credit score? Do you know what's in your credit report? You can find out right now at freecreditreport.com. You can even print it out if you want to. How much easier could it get? Log on to freecreditreport.com. That's freecreditreport.com.
Free credit report offer applies with enrollment in Triple Advantage.
Thank you so much for bringing me here. I really love it here. Like, first impression, would you marry me?
There's so many different things about me that I do not like.
I am a princess, and I deserve to be treated like one.
Miranda's not happy. Perhaps Jason could show some interest in how Miranda is feeling.
I like peanuts. I like cashews, especially candy.
Like, my life is so not together right now.
Chestnuts, pine nuts, anything in a trail mix.
You know who would love to meet you? My mom. She's here. Mommy?
Tired of bad dates? Imagine how much time and money you'd save if you invested just 30 minutes to fill out the eHarmony online questionnaire. Because once we get to know you, we can connect you with other singles who have been pre-screened for compatibility with you. So on your first eHarmony date, you'll have so much in common. And that's the beginning of a great relationship. It all starts with your eHarmony personality profile, free when you log on to eHarmony.com today.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic. Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
Is in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Star in Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Once upon a time, you entered a world of entertainment unlike anything you could have imagined. You fell in love with Dish Network. Now, when you invite your friends and family to share the Dish Network experience, everyone gets rewards. You get a $50 credit for each person you refer. They get free activation. Sharing Dish with others through Club Dish means big savings and living happily ever after. Call now and start saving. Dish Network. Better TV for all.
Shop at Home is back on the night shift. Shop at Home programming resumes on Dish Network Channel 224, overnights 8 p.m. Eastern through 9 a.m. Eastern every night. You'll find all the same incredible deals on coins, knives, watches, sports collectibles, and more. Or watch and shop 24 hours a day with live streaming video on ShopAtHomeTV.com. Now, when the sun sets, Shop at Home shines. We're back on Dish Network, 8 p.m. Eastern through 9 a.m. Eastern every day on Dish Network Channel 224.
3 minutes, 54 seconds to go from Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor. Michigan over Indiana by 2. Michigan got the early momentum in this ball game, and then it has switched back and forth ever since. The timeout situation, neither club has used one. Team fouls were not in the bonus yet. If there's a jump ball situation, Indiana will have it.
What has impressed me about Michigan in terms of maturity, they've been forced to play a majority of this game in a half-court situation, and yet they have responded well to the challenge that Indiana has put in front of them, because really they rely so much in transition, and Indiana's done a super job keeping them away from transition layups.
Henderson, as they run Cheney around multiple screens, finally get him open for 3, missed it.
He got the good look at the goal with the great screen by Henderson.
Henderson blocked by Weber. Nover with a follow.
Nover with the great follow. Weber excels if he's in help position defensively where he can get that angle for that block shot.
Weber with a great block on the first one, couldn't get the second one. 3:20 to go in the game.
Oh, they're trying to get him down in deep.
Against Henderson, and he's pushed by Henderson, so Weber will go to the free throw line.
Not a bad move at all to put him on the free throw line. At best, he's a 50% shooter on the free throw line.
That will be the 7th team foul on Indiana, but this is a shooting foul anyway.
He didn't miss. He didn't miss yesterday in practice on that free throw line. See, I think he plays with the ball too much. Leaves himself too much margin of error. Pumping the ball. See, he starts down by his waist, and he really pumps the ball. See the point breakdown. Look at Michigan now. In transition, they have 15 points. Half-court game, 50 points. Special team, these special situations. Free throw line, inbounds for sideline, only 7. Usually that's reversed. Majority of their points are coming now from their half-court game.
Weber hits only 1 of 2. It is a 1-point lead for Michigan.
patience right now and poise and ball movement and screening. Cutting and screening so essential for Indiana with each possession. Dover lays some good screens. Actually, they're trying to screen the first option. Crunch time, you want Chaney to be your first option.
Henderson, great pass to Chaney.
What a big basket! Incredible! He's the 3S man. Super sensational, scintillating Mr. Chaney.
Calvert Chaney has 20. Indiana back up by 1.
What a great curl move in the lane and a great look by Henderson with his size. Good vision.
Jalen Rose off balance, got it.
I mean, it looks like a force. It looks like a force shot, and yet he converts with the baseline J.
Jalen Rose has 19, and Michigan has regained the lead.
Wow.
Chaney won't fall for him. Nover kept it alive out to Indiana.
Chaney really exploded on the baseline. Really has improved his driving ability. See, Michigan's got to rotate over. Here comes Chaney on the baseline. Good rotation by Howard where he had the dunk.
We got a timeout. 2:14 to go in a seesaw battle between two powerhouses.
Woo!
Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher. Star in Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
Tonight on ESPN Classic. At 8, Angel Man Freddy battles with Courtney Burton. At 10, 60 Minutes on Classic profiles Coach Bob Knight. And at 11, we conclude our Women's Billiards Theme Week. It's all tonight on ESPN Classic.
People everywhere, just like you, are getting fantastic results like this, faster and more effectively than ever before, without ever having to do another sit-up or crunch. Introducing Red, the first rotation and resistance exerciser. Red's the easiest and most comfortable way to shape and sculpt the most amazing core and midsection. Red's breakthrough rotation movement gives you a full circular range of motion to isolate all the core muscles, the stomach, the abs, the love handle obliques, and the lower back.
Got my waist down 6 inches. I lost 7.5 inches off my waist.
I lost 9 inches off my waist. Red tones rock-hard abs and a tighter, slimmer waistline without the back-breaking bending of conventional crunches. That's because you're off the floor and seated in a comfortable position on our deeply padded cushion. So there's no impact on your joints or knees, and there's no strain on your neck or back. So now you can exercise while you watch your favorite TV show or seated at your desk while you work. Red takes as little as 20 minutes 3 times a week to get you into shape.
I've lost weight everywhere.
The inches just fall off.
An independent review at the University of Houston says Red incorporates all the muscles in the core region. You would have to do 5 different exercises to get the same muscle activity that you get with just a single sweeping motion of Red. When you use the Red system, you'll lose up to 4 inches off your midsection in 2 weeks, guaranteed. Call now and try Red for the incredibly low price of $14.95 and lose those stubborn inches guaranteed. Lose up to 4 inches off your midsection in 2 weeks or your money back. Get the body you deserve and try Red for 30 days for only $14.95. And as an added bonus, be sure to ask your operator how you can get Red delivered to your doorstep free. It's easier than you can ever imagine, and Red is not available in stores, so the only way for you to get your Red is to call right now.
Call 1-800-394-4769.
As you can see on my chart here, sales have exceeded...
What is that? Small business owner. They come in looking for loans.
But we only care about big business.
Quarter. Our cash... Whoa. Our cash...
Do they normally catch on fire like that? Yeah, let's get some lunch.
Does your bank think small about your small business? Call Capital One instead for no-hassle business loans, lines of credit, and credit cards. Check your mailbox.
Hello, Capital One?
What's in your wallet? Oh, I want a loan. I want a loan.
NBA Sunday on ABC doubleheader. The league's best teams and top players take the national stage. First, the Suns, with Steve Nash leading their high-octane attack, take on the Cavaliers and LeBron.
Then, the Spurs and Duncan face off against the Lakers as Kobe and company look to prove they're among the best in the West. NBA Sunday. Doubleheader coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern on ABC, home of the NBA Finals.
Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kenny, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
Number 2, Michigan leads number 6, Indiana by a point with 2:14 to go.
Well, you know, Mike, earlier, I mean, when everybody talked about basketball to kick off the season, the 2 heavyweights in the Big Ten, which is the best conference in basketball, I think followed by the ACC, and probably number 3, you throw in there the Big 8, and then look at the SEC and the Big East. But really, everybody had these 2 heavyweights, and this is what, I mean, it's amazing. What an unbelievable performance by these kids here tonight. What intensity. Execution out of the half-court game has been so precise.
6 ties, 6 lead changes in the second half alone.
See, they're going foul line extended right now. Duke likes to run this 2-3 with a little foul line extended with this possession. Now they're going to slide down inside with Nova. Going to try to make Michigan work with this possession on a defensive end.
Shot clock at 22, game clock at 1:49.
Well, they're thinking of their first option, who's really tough coming off the screen. There's Chaney.
Shot clock now at 11. Henderson. Boy, he's hit one big shot after another. He has 22 points.
That's part of their passing game. Movement without the ball, screening, use the shot clock, make 6, 7, 8 passes. Now here's the guy that's been making all the big plays.
He wants it in these situations. Voskuhl. Had it rejected, and Damon Bailey comes out with it.
Got to spread the court. Graham right now tells him be patient. Michigan has to dig in defensively. Remember, free throw shooting can become big.
Shot clock is now at 30, so there is the 30-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
In this situation, they started foul line extended, and then they get spacing 17 to 18 feet apart, so you can't give help.
Bailey looks low to Chaney, double team down there and threw it away. Great defense by Michigan. Jalen Rose. Weber kept it alive. King on the floor, tied up by Anderson. And Indiana will get the ball on the possession arrow with 32.6 left.
See, I don't buy that again. I've been screaming about this, Mike. Should have a jump ball right now. They're diving, they're hustling both teams. You penalize one team with that possession with the arrow rather than throw it up and let them go after the ball.
The legendary Rumbles, the modern classics. Classic Night at the Fights, every weeknight at 8 Eastern, 9 Pacific, only on ESPN Classic. Sunday nights at 8, it's Real Classics. Sunday, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Carl Spackler.
It's in the hole!
See Chevy Chase.
Stop thinking. Let things happen. And be the ball.
Bill Murray.
Gunga, Galunga.
Rodney Dangerfield.
Let's go while we're young.
And the Gopher, starring Caddyshack. Real Classics, 8 p.m. Sunday on ESPN Classic.
To wipe out a big cold, immerse yourself in total cold relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus. It speeds relief to every inch of you. Liquidate your big cold with Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Any saw can cut through wood, but even this saw can't cut through a cinder block. Ouch! Forget that monstrosity. Now there's the MXZ saw. It's the little high-tech saw that's big, really big on toughness. Sure, it cuts through hardwood with ease, but the MXZ saw also goes through that cinder block just like that. Incredible! The unique carbide grit blade never needs sharpening because it never gets dull. It's so tough it can cut through this glass bottle to create your own vase. The MXZ saw can cut through brick, so you can finish any job with precision. It'll cut through floor tiles and cut through wall tiles. Getting just the piece you need has never been easier. The MXZ saw is so tough it can cut through this heavy ceramic coffee mug, yet it won't cut your fingers. Amazing! Use it to prune your trees. Cut copper pipe to just the size you need. It makes any plumbing job so much easier. Use it to cut through hard rubber hose for emergency auto repair. Cut through drywall in no time. And cut out the hole for an electrical outlet. It'll even cut through solid steel. There's hardly anything you can't do with the MXZ saw. It replaces all these other saws. And look, the blade folds up and locks securely for safe, convenient storage. You can even lock it at an angle, so you can get into those hard-to-reach places. The MXZ saw is yours for only $19.95, guaranteed to never dull or break, or we'll replace it free. But wait, call now and we'll give you this fantastic MXZ wrench absolutely free. Just pay shipping and handling. It tightens or loosens practically any size nut without searching for different size wrenches. You get everything for only $19.95, so order now.
To order your MXZ saw, have your credit card ready and call toll-free 1-800-352-1700. Remember, you'll also receive the MXZ wrench free. Just add the extra shipping and handling. Call toll-free 1-800-352-1700 to get your MXZ saw now.
Every Sunday morning, ESPN Classic is your place to see a replay of this week's best college basketball game. The ESPN College Basketball Game of the Week. 9 a.m. Sundays, only on ESPN Classic. Every Saturday night at 8, Classic Ringside. Studio host Brian Kennan, Bert Sugar, and boxing experts reveal the real story behind the greatest fights.
Down goes Frazier!
And fighters of all time.
We are going to do this one more time.
Next up, Mike Tyson, the Kid Dynamite years.
Tyson didn't know anything. He was raw, he was crude, but he was strong as hell.
Classic Ringside, 8 p.m. Saturday, only on ESPN Classic.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. You know, I followed your character since the first episode. I'm a big fan, big fan.
Thank you.
And listen, your storyline, it makes for incredible TV drama. Thing is, your drug use is very adult content. Too adult for the kids. So I'm gonna have to block you.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, have a good one.
You're a nice lady.
Right now, the coaches in a timeout like this, Mike, are talking about score, strategy, matchups. They're really pointing out every possible potential option that can take place on the floor so they don't leave anything to turn.
The next foul for Indiana or for Michigan, rather, committed by Michigan, will be the 7th team foul. So they will not have to wait for a 1-and-1. Sometimes you will see teams that have 3 to give and they wait till the end, can't force anybody into a free throw shooting situation. Let's take a look at the Big Ten standings, because this game obviously will have a dramatic impact with 5 teams right now undefeated and tied for a share of the lead. Obviously, with these 2 heavyweights slugging it out, the winner gets a major leg up.
Oh, I think the league is so tough, though. Minnesota at home is dynamite. Beat Purdue, a very good Purdue team with Glenn Robinson, maybe the best newcomer in basketball by 21. And what a job Randy Ayers is doing with a young team. Greg Simpson has been on fire. But right here, really keep possession. It's important right now. It's very important for Indiana to try and keep away from the double team and spread the court. Perry Watson, outstanding assistant coach, really a dynamite defensive coach.
Bob Knight has put his best free throw shooters out there. Nover is not there. Henderson is. He is the worst of the starters on the court. And Damon Bailey has it in his hands down to Graham.
You want to spread the court. You want to spread the court. Leary, excellent shooter.
They would like Leary to be fouled because he's a 90% shooter.
Spread the court. Get the ball out of your hands.
They've got to foul somebody.
There it is. Now, what about the intentional?
That could have easily been called an intentional
What about the
foul.
intentional? I really have a problem with the rule in terms you see so many times. They say, well, if you're playing the ball, when it's obvious that is an intentional foul. I mean, they're spreading the court. Indiana did a great job. There's the push. There's the tackle. There's the grab by Fife.
Dugan Fife with the foul, his first, with 14.1 seconds to go in the game. And Todd Leary is a 90% free throw shooter. He has hit 18 out of 20 this year.
He made the great run for Indiana against Duke in his semifinal, knocking down those threes. Timeout, going to make him think about it. Steve Fisher substituting with offense and defense, brings Weber back on the floor. They did a great job of spreading the court and really running down a lot of time. And Michigan was in one of those situations where they were chasing the ball, and Indiana was smart enough, rather than to dribble, just keep getting the ball out of your hands and use every piece of geography of that court.
And they made sure that the 4 outstanding free throw shooters that were on the floor were the only guys who were touching that thing, too.
There's some really brilliant chess playing going on between the coaches on the sideline. I mean, one guy goes home elated on cloud 9. Probably the weakest point in analyzing this man as a coach is his ability to handle losing. He does not handle losing well. In fact, he told me tonight, he said, Dick, it gets worse instead of better. He said, I have a tough time dealing with losses.
Well, there's that old saying, Dick, the people who are good at losing are the ones who have gotten used to it, and Bobby Knight certainly has never gotten used to it.
Well, there's some people that really handle it a lot better. They come back, they want to win as much as Bobby Knight, but they handle it better. And that's one of the great fight songs in all of sports.
We have 14.1 seconds left to go in this game. There's the timeout and team foul situation. Both clubs in the bonus. We have not reached the mandatory 2 shots as yet. That comes at 10. If there's another jump ball situation, the ball will go to Michigan. Free throws have been a tremendous story tonight. Indiana has hit only 5 of 10. Michigan 4 of 6. And this is with very physical play. But it has been an exceptionally officiated and an exceptionally played basketball game.
Well played, no doubt. You know, right now, here's the options, and Steve Fisher pointed them out. If he makes one and you're down 2, you're at home, you play for the tie, you go to overtime unless the three-point shot is available in a high percent situation. If he knocks down both, you have to think 3.
Todd Leary with his first shot of the night. He's hit 18 out of 20 on the year. And somebody has committed a lane violation, I believe. Holy cow, what a call this would be. Bob Knight just said, are you kidding me?
I don't think they're talking about a lane violation as much as you're talking about you have X number of seconds.
And Phil Bova trying to explain it to Bob Knight.
Don't want to get a technical. I'm confused here, Mike. I'm confused. You have X number of seconds from the time.
Couple of things that could have happened, and Bob Knight is just outraged by this. Michigan has called a timeout.
And the Indiana player left the lane.
I think the referee, I'm not sure, but I think he handled the basketball, and an Indiana player left the lane, and that is a violation. I may be wrong. That is one thing running through my mind because I saw some movement. I would love to get the official to get it really here in firsthand, but that is my gut feeling what happened.
Technically, once the shooter has been given the ball, nobody is supposed to move. The shooter's not allowed to back away. Everybody has to assume their spot.
I think somebody stepped off the lane. I think somebody's saying now that Chaney may have stepped off the lane. Unbelievable that they would lose the game in that situation. Good call by the official if it happened, Mike.
Yeah, but can you imagine a game like this being decided by a technicality like that? That's mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing, but really the technicality, the technical end of it has to be called by the official. And the bottom line is Michigan still must score.
And they've got 14.1 seconds to do it. So Indiana had their best free throw shooter at the line with a 1-and-1 and a chance to give Indiana a 3-point lead. Now Michigan, with any kind of basket, can win the ball game.
A lane violation was called. The announcer just made a statement. Now here it is. You got to regroup right now if you're Indiana and think about defense. Now look right here. They're going right now to what Kentucky did against Duke and not playing the guy throwing the ball in bounds. They're going to try to protect 5 against 4 with a center fielder.
Juwan Howard will inbound.
See, Henderson's going to play center field.
And Jalen Rose, the guy they want with the ball, has got it.
You know he wants to take it to the goal. Watch Weber on a missed shot. Watch Weber on a missed shot.
Bosco.
Watch Weber on a missed shot.
And it's blocked.
Oh, what a block. What a play. What a great win for the Hoosiers away from home. What a great trip it'll be back to Bloomington, Indiana.
Calbert Chaney may have gotten part of Bosco's shot. I think he just got a fingertip on it, and it came up short.
Oh, what a great defensive play. Only fitting if he made the violation on the lane. Mr. Chaney. There's a look. It bothers him. Now here you have to be careful of the offensive rebound, especially with the kind of players Michigan. Oh, there's Henderson with the great block. Rejection City. And what an unbelievable city. Look at Tom. Look at Bobby Knight trying to be calm. Steve Fisher saying it's just another day at the office. What is it? It's just a game. Look at Bobby. I think I got 602. I think I got 602. I got it. I got it. Oh, wow. And here's
Bob Knight's 500th win at Indiana. And the Hoosiers go to 3-0 in the Big Ten. Marvelous game from Ann Arbor, Indiana. 76-75 over Michigan.